Man, I got so many videos to make. This is absolutely crazy. But you know what? Got to get this one out first because the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets, they play today, which I didn't realize. I thought they played on Sunday. So got to get this one out. Series preview for the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets. The first thing that I want to point out, not one thing, but the first thing that I want to point out is that the Phoenix Suns are absolutely on a tear. They've lost one game, count it, one game since Kevin Durant has joined the team, and their four stars have all played together. One game, and that was game one of this first round series between them and the Clippers, where Kawhi was playing well, and Russ had that clutch block and the turnover on Devin Booker. They lost that game, but ever since then, they haven't lost. He's just been playing amazing. Let's talk about Kevin Durant. He was playing 43 minutes a game in this series, which is something that was a little bit concerning. Him and D-Book playing over 43 minutes is a little bit wild, but this Suns team doesn't have that much depth. KD was averaging 28.4 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, playing absolutely marvelous. Kevin Durant is the ultimate plug-and-play player. We all know this. He plays super well around other stars. We've seen it before in Golden State and OKC to a degree, and even Brooklyn when he was playing with Harden and Kyrie. When they even did play, they played well. So Kevin Durant is a great player around other stars, and he showed it in that series. In the 43 minutes that he was playing, he was absolutely efficient from the field. He was getting his buckets when he needed to. Some say he wasn't as aggressive as he needed to be. I also agree with that. I thought he should have been getting a little bit more touches, considering the fact that he is Kevin Durant. He is a former MVP. He is a former Finals MVP. I thought he should have been getting a little bit more touches. In the games were getting a little bit too close, and they should have gave the ball to him. But, he was doing his thing out there. And obviously, they haven't played that many games together. I believe it's been like 13 games that they played together as a unit since KD got hurt when he joined the Suns and missed a month or two there. So KD is still trying to find his groove. And if this is him trying to find his groove, averaging over 28 points a game with 7 rebounds and 6 assists, man, it's scary to think what they can keep doing once they keep getting more continuity and playing more games together in the playoffs. That's a scary thought to think about. The next player we can talk about on the Suns, of course, is Devin Booker, who absolutely went off in the last series. He averaged 37 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists, and a block in this series against the Clippers. And he was just on a tear. You can argue behind Jimmy Butler that he was the best playoff performer in the first round so far. Of course, Jimmy had those amazing performances, but D-Book was not far behind. He played super well. Of course, D-Book has been the star for the Suns. Him and Chris Paul got them to an NBA Finals 2 years ago. They're trying to avenge that loss. D-Book has been on a tear. He is an absolute superstar. Him and KD have the potential to lead this team to an NBA Finals the way that they have been playing as a duo in like 13 games that they played together. They're just rolling right now, and it's hard to think that there's a team out there that could really beat them. They have 2 of the best players on the planet, along with DeAndre Ayton, who was averaging 16 and 11 boards for the last series, and Chris Paul, who was playing well, who was averaging 13, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds for the series. His assist-to-turnover ratio was a 6.8. He was absolutely not turning the ball over. He just played well, man. Played well. This whole Suns starting lineup really has to play well in order for them to have a shot at winning the series, because, as we can see, after you get past Booker, KD, DeAndre and Chris Paul, and Torrey Craig and Josh Okogie, there isn't much really coming from this team. Josh Okogie even himself is averaging 6. Bismack Biyombo is averaging 5. Jock Landale is averaging 4 for the last series. Damian Lee is averaging 2 points, and Landry Shamet is averaging 1.4 points. Other than those first 5 guys, Book, KD, DA, CP, and Torrey Craig, you don't really get that much production from this Suns team. So their starters are, the key to them playing well against a really, really, really deep Denver Nuggets team, who has been playing well all year long. Obviously number one team in the conference. They have the two-time MVP of the past 2 years, and this team has depth. They go deep. Murray, Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown, KCP, even Zeke Naji and Jeff Green. They do some minutes off the bench because Jeff Green would play 22 minutes off the bench in the last series. Christian Braun, he played 12.6 minutes a game. Is getting burned in this series. They're just a really, really deep team, probably the deepest team in the West, and this will be a challenge for the Suns to see if they can overcome, a healthy Denver Nuggets team. And this is the opportunity for Nikola Jokic to, validate himself. He is a two-time MVP. He got bounced in the first round last year, without Jamal Murray, without Michael Porter Jr. He has a full squad. A lot of people are saying, this is the year for Jokic to make a run to the NBA Finals at least, in the West that's so unpredictable. This is his opportunity to go out and do that. He played well in the first series. He owned Rudy Gobert. We all saw it. He averaged 26.2 points, 12.4 rebounds, and 9 assists in that series. He just played really, really well in only 37 minutes a game at that. Like I said, this Nuggets team is deep. He doesn't have to play that long for them to win basketball games. And they were winning these basketball games convincingly. Anthony Edwards was trying his best, to give the Timberwolves a chance, but they really never stood a chance against the Denver Nuggets at all. But Jokic didn't even average the most points on the team. That was Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is back, man. He's back. 27.2 points for the series, 5.6 rebounds, 6.4 assists in the 5 games that he played, was playing the most minutes on the team. He's back, man. It's good to see Jamal Murray playing well, after those 2 injuries that he had, not, of course, missing all of last year. Mentioning him from the bubble, bubble Jamal Murray was different. And it seems that, he's trying to get back to that level. Of course, only a year off those 2 injuries. You don't want to expect too much from Jamal Murray, but he's proving himself, man. This Nuggets team is deep. Let's talk about, the Denver Nuggets trying to guard the Phoenix Suns. I could see, them trying to put Aaron Gordon on Kevin Durant, not MPJ, because he's not really that great of a defender. So I'd say we put Aaron Gordon on KD, and you can't really stop KD. You can't really, stop KD from scoring. KD's going to score when he wants to score, but that's probably their best option at it. Aaron Gordon is a pretty good defender. He's probably, like I said, he's their best option on KD. Looking at them trying to guard Devin Booker, though, that's where I kind of see an issue. You could put, KCP on D-Book. You could put Bruce Brown on D-Book. But I don't really see them stopping him at all. I feel like Devin Booker is going to have an amazing series. They might have to double him, and that might leave KD open. You could go see KCP and Aaron Gordon go double, Devin Booker when he's trying to come off this pick and roll. And that might leave KD open. And we've seen Devin Booker be able to make those passes to open teammates, even in last series, where, he's able to swing the ball to DA. He's able to swing the ball to CP. He's able to swing the ball to KD. And it's just so many options that the Suns have in that starting lineup that might just pick apart this Denver Nuggets team. We've seen Nikola Jokic struggle in pick and roll, and we know the Phoenix Suns live in pick and roll, having 3 of the best mid-range shooters pretty much of all time in D-Book, CP, and KD. And even DeAndre Ayton is able to hit those mid-range shots at the free throw line. He loves those push shots at the free throw line that he shoots. He makes a couple of those. So the Nuggets defending this pick and roll is going to be a nightmare for them. We saw Nikola Jokic say that he's not excited to try and guard that pick and roll because, again, like I said, these are 3 of the best mid-range shooters of all time, 3 of the best shooters of all time, 3 of the most efficient scorers of all time. So that's going to be the Nuggets' downfall, in my opinion, in them trying to beat this Phoenix Suns team. Of course, when the bench players do come out, that's when the Nuggets are going to have to make their run. They're going to have to expose the Phoenix Suns bench, outscore them completely, demoralize them and make their starters play heavy minutes, more minutes than they even played last series. We saw KD and D-Book play those 43 minutes a game. You don't see them on the bench too much, but That's where the Nuggets are going to have to expose them. That's how they're going to have to beat them. They're going to have to try and guard this pick and roll at least. They're going to have to try and slow down D-Book from having a good series. And for the Suns, they're just going to have to outpace Denver. They're going to have to outscore them. They are a good defensive team in my eyes. They have the capability to defend, but, DeAndre Ayton has struggled with Nikola Jokic in the past. You can't let Nikola Jokic get down in the paint and beat you from the post. You don't want him to beat you like that. You want him to beat you as a passer. As great as a passer as he is, you don't want Nikola Jokic beating you as a scorer, and DeAndre Ayton has struggled with that in the past. We've seen that in playoff series. They've played a lot of games against each other. So DeAndre Ayton is going to have to be the key in the Phoenix Suns defending the Denver Nuggets. And, this team is just really, really deep. So we're going to have to see what the Suns bench can do against, the Denver bench. What can they do against them? Can they stop them from scoring? Can they keep pace with them? I don't think they can, but I do believe in the Suns starters. I do believe they can take over a series. They have Kevin Durant, who I believe is the best player in the world. When healthy, when he's playing, Kevin Durant is really that guy. So I really do believe in this Phoenix Suns team. I think they can get past this second round series, even with only playing so little games together with Kevin Durant. I'm going to take Phoenix in 7, man. Even though they don't have home court, I'm going to take them in 7. And that's just how I feel. They're just a really, really, really good basketball team. And even if they don't win this series, come next year, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. That's going to do it, guys, for me. I really appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Share, all that cool stuff. Peace, guys.